All right, bad news. I think this is the last lesson of this unit. I think. Let me just quickly check. And if it is, you know what that means? It means it's the last lesson of the year of this course. All right, so hope that doesn't make you too sad. The good news is you can always do math again next year. All right, so we're going to find volume of cones and spheres. Volume of a cone is, if you think about a cylinder, how was the relationship between a pyramid and a prism? Do you remember how this was always 1/3 of the prism? Okay, that's where that formula comes from. But again, you don't need the formula. I mean, if you want to use it, you can. But how do you find the volume? It's always 1/3 of the area of the base times the height. Okay, this is the area of the prism, the volume of the prism, and a pyramid is always 1/3 of that. So if I look at this one, how do I find volume? I'm going to go 1/3. Why do I go 1/3? Because I know it's a pyramid. Area of the base. What kind of base do we have here? This is pi r squared. And then the height. Okay, so 1/3 times pi. The radius is 5. And the height, we don't know the height. Okay, good news is our buddy Pythagoras is going to help us out. I know this is 13, this is 5, and don't know if any of you recognize this as a Pythagorean triple, but if you do the math, you're going to find out that this is 12. Okay, a 5, 12, 13 triangle is a Pythagorean triple. So the height is 12. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple of ways to answer this one. The first one is to leave it as an exact value. Okay, I'm going to use this word. You see this a lot in grade 11 and 12. An exact value means we're not going to round it off. That means I'm not going to put pi in my calculator because it rounds it off as a decimal. Okay, instead I'm going to go 1/3 times 5 squared times 12. That turns out to be 100. So I'm going to write it as 100 pi. This is what we call an exact value. Now, if you want to put that in your calculator, that's fine. You end up with 314.2. All right, that is what we call a rounded off value, and it's not an exact value. It's still fine, totally acceptable. Just wanted you to see the difference. Okay, how was the volume of a cylindrical prism related to the volume of a cone? This one is 1/3 of the prism. All right, and the last formula, this one you probably do need to know. I'll give it to you, but there's no way to compare a sphere to another shape and say, oh yeah, that's 1/3 of some other shape. For volume of a sphere, you're just going to use the formula. Good news, it's a real easy one. 4/3 times pi times the radius cubed. I just want to make a comment. If you're finding volume, use the formula with cubed in it. All right, don't get confused. The other one that we saw was surface area, and it was 4 pi r squared. Okay, surface area uses squared. Volume uses cubed. Okay? So let's put this in the calculator. And I get a pretty big number. And it's centimeters cubed. All right? So that's it for the lesson. That's it for the notes. Let's see if you can master this stuff. Be your last test of the year. All right? Go to it.